Here in Iowa, at the time that you're watching this video, we are 18 days away from deer season hitting. So I'm here working through my setup, making the last little fine-tuning adjustments that I need to make sure that when I hit the woods beginning of October, I'm ready to go. The most important question to be asking yourself right now is, am I ready? Am I ready for deer season? Is my setup dialed and fine-tuned? When a big buck walks out, am I actually going to be able to execute that shot? I'm going to walk you through my process of the things that I like to check and make sure are all dialed and ready for season. The first thing that I am checking to make sure is all set is my sight. I've personally dialed in my bow, but I know for a lot of guys, maybe you've been busy with work or traveling over the summer or whatever, so you haven't put it in time to check your sight. The first thing that I'm always going to do is make sure that my sight is still on. So often I'll start from a clean slate and completely redial in. This year I'm shooting the UltraView slider. I've got the 3-pin configuration, so I've got it set for 20, 30, and 40. So right now I'm just going to shoot at each of those distances, make sure that my sight is all dialed in and ready to go. It is pretty breezy today, so I wasn't even really focusing on left and right. I was just mainly focusing on up and down, making sure each of my individual pins were set. So that's all good. And then next, what I'm going to do now is just check the flight of my broadhead. My broadhead of choice for the 2025 deer season is the Rage Hypodermic Plus P. It's a 125 grain tip. Basically the only difference between it and the normal Rage Hypodermic no collar is this one has blades that are swept back further. So same length of blade, just swept back further to get a little bit better angle and then more cutting penetration. For broadhead tuning, what I like to do is set the target out there at 40 yards. I will shoot one field point, my broadhead, and then another field point in the target just to check my grouping. Alright, the broadhead now, Rage Hypodermic, no collar plus P, 40 yards. Tiny bit low, but I dropped it, and then gonna follow it up with one more field point. This next one is not something that I'm going to show you, but it is something I'm going to share with you. So what I will always do before season is I will grab my Allen key and I will make sure that everything is snug on my bow. So I'm not going to over tighten things, but I'm going to start down here with my back bar mount. I'm going to snug it up. I'm going to make sure my quick disconnect in the front is snug. I'm going to make sure my rest is locked in place. Same thing with my sight. I'm just going to make sure that everything is all nice and snug, nice and tight, then I don't have to worry about it when I'm out on the field. Something else that I'll do is sometimes I'll back bolts all the way out. I'll put a little bit of bowstring wax on them and then screw them back in, because that seems to just give it a little bit more grip. So something that I would highly encourage you to do before season rolls around is get your bow, make sure that you tighten down all of your bolts just so you're not out in the field and something goes loose. But then also always carry an Allen wrench with you when you get out to the stand. I've noticed for me, usually a big one that happens is my back bar mount. For some reason, that's one where whether I'm resting it on myself or knock it on something, my back bar mount seems to be one of the first things to loosen up and get out of place. So always carry an Allen key with you, and then also just make sure before season rolls around you get your bow out, you tighten everything up. The next thing that I always do before season gets here is practice shots at sharp angles. So I've moved my target up close and I'm literally just gonna hop on top of these hay bales to get a little bit of an extreme angle shooting downward, because the reality is oftentimes you're gonna find yourself in the tree stand. Maybe you're up higher and the deer's down low, maybe the deer's really close and you've got to be shooting at a pretty sharp angle. For me, I like to be high in the tree, so that's just something that you have to take into consideration and also have to practice for. The last thing that I like to practice before season gets here is taking long shots. So I've got the target down here at about 65 yards. I would likely never shoot at an animal that far away. I just don't need to yet. But I'm going to shoot 3 arrows, just trying to get them all in the black circle that I have painted on my target, just in case a shot is presented at a further yardage, but then also so that those up close shots feel really easy. It is crazy to think about just how soon we will be back in the woods chasing whitetail. So hopefully as you finish tuning, dialing in your bow, and getting prepared for season, you can take these few things that I found helpful, implement them in your practice sessions, and be ready for when that big buck walks out.